Let's move on to Galamsey, and I'll start with you, Mr. Monney. Professor Patrick Lumumba says that the issues with Galamsey in Ghana makes everyone know that it is more of a governance issue and not the lack of laws. Because for laws we have, but the implementation of those laws is what is lacking. And that is also a mark of whether governance is good or bad. I mean, what must government do now? We have NAIMOS saying that they're going to go to Western region. We've seen what they are doing. But yet, the practice still persists. What should happen?
Kwadwo, it's again common knowledge that political will has, over the years, been so conspicuous by its absence in the fight against Galamsey. Because of the political heavyweight who are actively involved in Galamsey. Over the years, they were named, they were exposed, but no action was taken by officialdom to deal surgically with the perpetrators of Galamsey because of their links with government. A new government is in place. It's very similar to 1 year old. And there have been strident calls for this government to win the war against Galamsey once and for all. NAIMOS has been in action, and in all fairness, I listened to multimedia journalist, the award-winning journalist, Erastus, because most of the reports I colored are from partisan lenses. But Erasmus is on record as having said that there seems to be light at the end of the tunnel. That Ghana we are making a headway in the fight against Galamsey, and he cited some examples. But the light which is flickering at the end of the tunnel is not enough to dispel every speck of darkness in the fight against Galamsey. There are some dark areas, the space is still dark, meaning we have a long way to go to win the fight against Galamsey. The fight is far from being won. That is the reality. And we need to square the issue with the logic of reality. And the reality is that we still have a long way to go. So this is the time to pile up more pressure on government. The media should move up there and then also exert, use its influence, power to ensure that the government stays their course as far as the Galamsey is concerned.
Okay.
We are making a headway, yes, but this is not enough to conclude that at long last we are winning the war against Galamsey. Like a typical Hermes report, well done, but could do better. So let's wait with the confidence at time. Let's prove the skeptics wrong that Galamsey is as usual, business as usual. If in the past we failed to win the war, the time has come. Because this president dare not, this president must not, this president cannot fail to win the fight. Otherwise, the consequences will just be disastrous. It will spell the extinction of this country. This is the time for us, all over, all people, everybody who has a stake in this fight, who has a stake in our water bodies, stake in our forests, stake in the environment of this country. This is the time to rise up, join forces, and win the fight against Galamsey.
Okay. Let me come to you, Mr. Poku. Now, if you look at the fact that the politician would always, after every 4 years, have to go to the electorate to seek his or her mandate, should we still look at the Galamsey fight as that of a governance in code, like situated on the head of the executive? Or we must tackle it as this is a threat to all of us, so we should approach it from the Ghana perspective, where all of us, irrespective of the fact that you belong to government or not.
You see, I have lived in communities before. And the Nananko area, we have a huge tract of land in that area, and I go there. You cannot go into somebody's farm and take their cassava without them knowing that you came into their farm and took cassava. You cannot weed more than a plot in somebody's farm without the area community knowing that somebody in Menu's farm weeding a plot. And you'll be arrested. There are 2 authorities in every village and community. There's the palace, the chief. They can take you there, and and I say they will take you to the police, right? How is it that today there are excavators which are being brought by lowbeds, right, into a community? Everybody sees it. It moves into the community and start working, and nobody knows about it. Mm-hmm. You understand?
Yeah.
So there are 2 fights. One that my brother and his party did not allow us to do.
Which one?
Which is using the Galamsey fight as politics. Telling the people in the community that these people are harassing you. Don't vote for them. When we come, we will let you do it. Then they also sitting on political platforms like this and saying that it's MPP kingpins who are doing Galamsey in Ghana, polluting our waters. When we come, we arrest all of them. 1 year down the line, hasn't Galamsey not even intensified? Isn't it still going on? Is there today any NDC campaign doing any MPP campaign doing Galamsey that will not be arrested? Or he's not even scared to do it? Who are the ones, the real corporates doing Galamsey? What the NDC and the MPP had failed to do is to depoliticize it and give the community the power to fight Galamsey. Because the chiefs, there is no land that doesn't belong to anyone.
But looking at, I mean, you made the analysis there that excavators are brought into communities and they see it.
Yes.
So can we now trust the communities and the chiefs?
Because the person who is bringing today, the most powerful person in that community is an NDC person. He can never be an MPP person. Because after 1 year, the person in that community is a DCE, is an NDC person, NDC appointed DCE. The assemblymen, mostly in these communities, would go and report some of these things. There's no way you can take anything in there and the assemblyman will not see it, or somebody will not tell the assemblyman. But the point I'm making is that if it's still going on, who is the most powerful people in our communities today? Isn't it the ruling party? You understand? But the point is that because they told them that these guys that are in power, let them go, we come, we will let you do it. That's why they can stop them. Because if they can stop them, why is it still going on? You understand my point? Because if there is a DCE, there are DCEs in every district. In the MPP time, there was letters on the notice board that there cannot be any movement of excavator without the approval of the DCE or MCE. The MPP time, where excavators still not moving around.
They were.
Thank you. So who was corporate? The DC and the MCEs.
The presidency was an accomplice.
You see, the issue of, but brother, today, if you bring that conversation, then it's the same thing that's happening today. There are still movement of excavators in the constituencies, in the districts. So if you are saying that then it happened and the presidency was not competent, then today, to what would you say?
So I'm asking, how do we win this? Once we know
the president has to call the DCEs and the constituency chairman of the NDC party to Accra.
But political parties always go.
No, but that's where the problem is. Mm-hmm. The chairman of the NDC in any constituency is today will not allow, if there are members who are funding and doing these things, there will be a fight between the chairman of the party and the DCE. That's the truth. You see, if my brother would take the advice, we've been in for 8 years. We couldn't fight it. We are now here.
We're not having the will to fight.
Bro, we did it so well. We did it beautifully. In some constituencies, when we went for election, the Galamsey people were paying voters to vote against MPP. I'm telling you, Jura, go to Jura.
Leave him.
Bro, we have investigation. We have the report. Go to Jura.
Hold on.
Bro, go to Jura. Take a car, go to Jura and ask them what happened in 2020 when we were voting.
Yeah.
In fact, there are constituencies that traditionally NDC, MPP seats never lost for the first time upper Dentra. We've never lost that seat. We lost it for the first time in 2020. Why? Because of this same Galamsey. So yes, I agree with you. After 2020 election coming in, the fight between 2016 and 2020 was on. We saw all the things that happened. But you see, when you start having issues on the ground, that's why I'm saying that today, Galamsey is still going on as we speak. The only way we can stop it, I have given some proposals, right? Everybody who excavator is seen, don't arrest the operator, don't arrest those guys. If you talk about campaigns, arrest the owner and prosecute the owner of the excavator. Because the real money is with the guy who owns the excavator. Excavators are over $120,000, so some are $200,000. The guy in the pit doesn't have that money. It's the guy in East Legon, West Legon, and Ashtown in Kumasi who have that money, right? So arrest the owner of the excavator and prosecute him.
Okay.
If you make that into law, that will stop. But I'm saying that the question you asked, let me land. If the president today calls all constituency chairmen, calls all DCEs into Accra and tell them that, look, if any Galamsey is found in your community, these are the consequences. My brother, trust me.
You know, I obviously, by the way, I think you are better presidential material than the ones who are out there. You have credibility.
It's time will come.
You know.
Dr. Baumia has credibility.
Well, that's another. The dams.
Dr. Baumia has credibility.
You're answering for the dams?
With dams.
You didn't construct dams?
But that was done by an administration. We're talking about Dr. Baumia. So what are you talking about?
The toilet facilities?
My brother, make your submission.
Now, let me say this. I am tempted to agree, but partly disagree with Professor. Because see, the Galamsey issue is deeper than we talk about outside. For me, it's a human national security matter, where the victims are ignorant of the effects, where the perpetrators are going in because of survival. But it's wrong. Okay? Now, if I had my way, by tomorrow morning, Galamsey fight becomes a national security matter. It should be handled by the National Security Council so that it wins off. Because, see, the executive is partly, walking through political party, political color. But when it becomes... I'm coming. Let me land. Currently, as we speak, when we came, there were a lot of task forces. It wasn't working. The president stepped in. All those task forces were disbanded. And the national security came in and set up a new task force, which is NAIMOS. NAIMOS has immigration, customs, BNI, military, and police in there. There were instances where NAIMOS goes for an operation, arrests people, and police stations are refusing to accept them. In the Ashanti region, NAIMOS arrested people.
Today.
NAIMOS arrested people, and they had to roam through the whole of Kumasi looking for a police station to detain those people. That's one part. Let me say this. The MPP's problem was that instead of fighting that situation, they were involved. And I say it with evidence that a lot of their ministers in the last 8 years were involved in Galamsey, because you see, most of the seats they lost in the mining-dominated regions were occupied by MPP MPs. If I want to stand on his logic, didn't they see? It's because sometimes they are helpless, because the people must live.
Is that how you justify
is
that how you justify their being involved in Galamsey?
They think that they lost because I was the one who led particularly the conversation against the MPP on illegal mining. And it was true. What they did to the young men. Mining is not illegal in this country. Mining is ongoing. Small-scale mining is ongoing. But beneath it, there are some aspects of illegal mining. As we speak, there have been a considerable recovery, fight, sources, as far as water bodies, forest reserves are concerned. Government is now trying to see how we deal with these community people to get them into responsible mining.
Which water bodies have you recovered?
I'm coming.
No, but you spoke about water bodies. Which of them?
You see, what we are not saying, see the pits that you are showing on your screen.
Yeah.
If it was dug in 2018, 2020, 2024, and government have not undertaken a scheme to cover these pits, they are still there. The pits are still there. So all the pits we saw, if you check from customs, the number of excavators imported into this country between 2016 to 2024 have never happened in this country. And it was brought in by largely the Chinese. And you know why? They had ministers and huge functionaries within government who gives them concession and they are mining. And even...
And you have evidence
Wait. And if you go to the ground, even the MPP guys themselves were not having the opportunity to do it.
No.
You have places where...
Do you have evidence to these?
You know...
Because you are making allegations.
Yes,
you should have evidence.
Timing,
you remember that the allegations against your national...
I'll come there. Let me come there.
That's why I'm asking whether you have evidence.
I'll come there. So, there was no fight, there was no will. President Akufo-Addo never for once imagined that he could fight illegal mining. There was no... Because the presidency of President Akufo-Addo was not just an accomplice. The Jubilee House was a licensor.
Oh, no.
Oh, please, wait. You want us to get into... Wait. I'm saying that, too. The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources...
You need to hold on to that. Listen.
Okay.
You say that President Akufo-Addo, former President Akufo-Addo, didn't have the will to
Charles
deal
Bisi
with...
working?
Where was Charles?
Bisi, what was he working?
Let's take it one after the other. You say he didn't have the will to stop it.
He didn't imagine stopping it. There was no will.
A man who didn't have the will launched the operation we saw between 2017 and 2020.
Lip service. I'm saying Charles Bisi, where was he working from?
You again say they were licensing.
So
they were licensing illegal mining.
Let me land. I'm going there. The Minister for Lands, my own brother, Honorable Abu Jinapo, subsequently became the lands minister. There have been other ministers, Peter Mewu was there before he came. They foresaw issuance of over 2,000 licenses of small-scale mining.
Yes.
And any minister by law who have signed off a license for small-scale mining had a concurrent responsibility to ensure adherence with proper mining procedures, using the EPA, the Minerals Commission have inspectorate division. In fact, there's even a body that ensures that even the money that you get, you pay royalties. All of these things are under Ministry of Lands. Okay? What became of that responsibility? They didn't have the will. They didn't have any commitment. Today, as we speak, okay?
So you're saying that when they issue the licenses to people, they didn't monitor them, they let them...
So that is why I'm saying that...
Is that what you're saying?
The step 2 of our fight against illegal mining, which should somehow begin, in no time, is for us to go back, use the BNI, use the CID, okay? Because Galamsey is a critical matter, to go and investigate on every pit. Go to a constituency, take every small-scale mining license, investigate the people who those licenses were issued to, go to their sites using the DCs, check what they have done there. If you had not gone to reclaim, you are arrested.
Yes.
They have properties, let their properties be confiscated.
Mustapha, don't you think that until you
wait,
now damn them?
Wait.
No, you've not done that investigation.
Wait.
So why are you mentioning names and damning?
No. As for yours, I know. I was in opposition. I knew.
You knew that.
You don't want me to mention names.
No, you said you are.
I'll mention the MPs and deputy ministers.
But you've mentioned
your deputy minister for lands.
No, let's deal with
your deputy minister for lands.
Let's deal with Abu Jinapo. You said Abu has given licenses, right? But he never monitored what they have done. But you are now saying that hold on. You are now saying that you are yet to go and investigate it.
No. I'm only telling you step 2. Step 1 is the surgical attacks. All right. You've seen progressive surgical attacks. What you see every week being done by NAIMOS is not some NDC people who have gone to set bases and the military
Mustapha,
people are doing...
Let me ask you just one question.
Please ask.
Because I heard where you wanted to go to. Now, in all of these names you heard, can't it also be convenience on the part of the people just to propagate the illegalities they are doing, to say, oh, Mustapha Gbande is the one who's aware of what's happening here.
It's true, but I have said that, look, MPP doesn't want me in government. There are people even in government who do not want, because they are conduits of protecting. I'm saying that anybody who have evidence that I'm involved in illegal mining, put it out.
Good.
You have evidence. My brother.
Gbande, it was an example I'm setting. Now I come to the question.
Yes.
You say if you have evidence, bring it against me.
Yeah.
What evidence do you have against some of the ministers that you allege they were involved in illegal mining?
If you want, let's close the program. I won't go to work. My brother is here. He's in opposition. He's not busy. And for morning is here. Let's take vehicle. I'll take you and show you one site after the other.
Why are you not prosecuting them?
When they launched, what did they call their community mining?
Community mining, yes.
They shared it among them.
Why are you not prosecuting them?
Oh, wait.
Mustapha, why are you not prosecuting
You're
them?
asking prosecution.
Yes.
Community mining doesn't
We are more committed in stopping.
No, but why are you not?
Wait.
Go in tandem.
We are more. It will go in tandem. You are fighting special prosecutor now. Even the ones that we have evidence, real evidence, we have not been able to deal with it.
Gbande, if they share community mining onto them, so it doesn't make it illegal.
Maybe why? Everyone that is doing illegal today had a license from the ministry.
Okay, but
they first go there and pick coordinates. 2, they do a search. They do cadastral map. Ministry goes and gives them small scale licenses. They go to EPA, they get permit. Some don't get the permit, they are working. All right? So the EPA, if we're up and doing, could easily fight this battle. But some say, oh, they use weapons. I've heard a forestry guy recently saying that the Galamseyers are using weapons. That excuse.
All right, Gbande, I'm grateful.
A non-starter, because you see, the NAIMOS team, is a consolidated team.
Okay.
With force. If the
Thank you very much.
if the National Security under the MPP did 1% of what the National Security today is doing, we'll not be having this conversation.
Let's move on.
Professor Adai was government appointee.
In
a nutshell, there's no evidence, just accusation.
Let's move on. This one says, listen,
let's go to his.
This one says, is it not interesting that Mustapha Gbande, who takes delight in announcing to the whole world that within these few months of President Mahama being in office, Mahama sends 200 million odd cedis to each of the 276 NDC constituency parties?
Oh, was it the one who said it?
Is accusing some people of corruption and deceiving himself that Mahama is fighting corruption. Which cocoa have they grown at the Jubilee House, at the Jubilee, within these months, for them to harvest and send that money to their constituency officers on a monthly basis? Well, the month has ended, and all NDC supporters with any financial problems should head to their respective constituency party office for their share of the 200 million odd cedis. Our money, Mahama de Chopam, Nyafo. Techi Mensah brought this one from Cape Coast. This one says, I do not sympathize with Kisi Ejabin regarding the treatment he's receiving from Martin Pebu and the NDC, nor do I sympathize with Martin Pebu regarding the treatment he's receiving from Kisi Ejabin. However, it is concerning that Martin Pebu frequently makes unsubstantiated and defamatory comment about individuals, particularly former President Kwadwo and Ken Ofori-Atta. Furthermore, Kisi Ejabin's propensity for overstepping his authority and abusing his office is troubling, especially his flagrant misuse of individuals' mugshot and weaponizing bail conditions. Such behavior is unacceptable and raises serious concerns. Ultimately, civility and respect should prevail, regardless of one's position or political affiliations, when it suits them. Amazing convictions. Mancha Bruce II in Takoradi. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Are we ending?
Kojo Mustapha Gbande is with the MPP.
You've let Mustapha Gbande take all the...
everybody took.
He lectured us.
He doing Galamsey in Nanado's back here. His fence wall broke in Chebi. The last time I was passed there. Nanado's hometown, his village.
But who was doing that?
Illegal money. Under your regime? You didn't know. You
but
didn't
today, under NDC, how many people diverted roads?
Happy 10th birthday to Isaac Kobna Owu of St. Benedict. Okay. Let's end. We'll be here. We'll bring you more on the AM show. But thanks to you, Mustapha Gbande is Deputy Director of Operations at the Jubilee.
Whatever they are pushing around.
Okay. Mr. Affail Monney is former GJ President, and Mustapha Gbande is an energy analyst and a member of the MPP. We'll break. We'll be back with more. Please stay. you.